expand on our HTML form here, and I just actually figured out why my system did an error. Maybe it's the same for yours, but I didn't declare the type in here in my button. So whoops. So if you go to your HTML and inside the button HTML attribute, you're just going to add a type of button, and that should actually fix the issue. Whoops, not like this. So if you type something in, now it should be saved over here and not disappear. It's a weird glitch. Maybe it's not a glitch, but at least it's working now. But what we're going to do now is we're going to add a little bit more to our function. So we're going to do an if-else statement. So right now we can do this, refresh and just click me, and it goes like till counts up to 7 because I clicked 7 times, but it's blank. And only when I do something it types in phase. But we want the system to do something like, you haven't punched in any information, please do this before you continue. And we're just going to use something called an alert in our case. So alert, message is Q, or I don't know. So let's just see what an alert is. So alert is a pop-up box here. So I can't do anything before I click OK, and then I can do more. So we're going to be using an alert in our if statement here. Now I'm just deleting this, and then, well, I'm just cutting it because I need it later, but we're still going to keep our variable, of course. We still need the inputted information in our newly created if statement here. So keep that at the top of it, and then we're creating a if statement. So if, and then the curly brackets like this, if our stored input. So we want to check to see if people have written something in this one. So if they've written something or if they haven't written something. That's kind of what we want to check to do, and if they haven't, then we want them to do something. If they have, then you continue with your work computer, right? So if stored information equals to an empty input field, so if it's empty, there's nothing there. So we're creating, kind of telling it, if there's nothing in this input field, then we want to create a alert. So alert is tap something in the input foo. That's Mr. T for you. So this is kind of what we want. So if stored input equals to empty, then we're going to create an alert. So let's try this. So hit refresh. I'm just going to type something in before, and it does nothing because we removed the console log. But now I'm just going to keep it blank and click me. So now type something in the input foo. That means our input here, or sorry, our alert actually works if this is empty. So if I type in F, that's kind of the same. So if I type double F, then it's going to pop, double F, capital F, then it's going to pop up. So that would be really weird, but right now we're setting it to empty. That's what this one does here. That's the if statement. Now let's add in a else statement. So if it's not empty, if we actually punch something in, so if it's anything but empty, like a capital F, we are going to console log whatever, some text, and we're just going to console log the stored input, just to quickly show you what that is again. So empty alert, cool, as for this, and that prints as in as a if that's actually something in it. So it's taking this, printing it, and if it's empty, it's giving me the alert. Right, so we created a console log, which is kind of boring, right? And in our HTML, I can't even remember if it's empty, so we actually still have this hit me here. So the ID with the div block with the hit me, we can actually start using this. So instead of just doing the console log, we can actually take our the stored input and print it out in a box up here. So I think it's just below the hello. So instead of doing a console log, let's do that instead. So if it's empty, do the alert, else we're going to do something more. We're going to return our the stuff we want to use, and we're going to go to the document again. So the document dot get element by ID that we already been doing, and we're going to do the hit me. I don't know why I use these names, it's ending up really weird. And we're going to write into inner HTML like before. And in the inner HTML, we're going to print out our stored input, right? So instead of using the console log to only print it out, we're just changing the console log with it's a lot of code actually, a bigger line. We're just grabbing the element with the name here and making it print this one up here. So let's try and see what this actually does. So still empty, nothing here. If I type in make me some coffee, Waffy, that's a new thing, that's called Fifi. So click, and then we actually get the information printed in our HTML instead of our console log. So now we created some interactivity between our JavaScript and our HTML by creating a form, giving it a name, going to the form, going to the inputted value, storing the value by using a onClick that goes to a function with the name new stuff, which is this one, which again is storing information from what I just went through from the document HTML page, the name of the form, the name of the input field, saving the value, and then doing the if statements here, depending on if it's empty or if something here, and then sending it back to the system, and that's what this actually does. So this is a short introduction to how we can do some small interactivity with our JavaScript and HTML.